So it's the day after Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday. And, you know, we go back on Fridays and we go visit all the other in-laws we didn't get to see and eat up all their leftovers and everything. Or not the in-laws, but other family members. Well, anyway, we get back to the house and the girls go out because they got to get some shopping done. And I'm laying there on the couch and my daughter's 16th birthday is coming. So the FedEx driver and the UPS driver, they're bringing like all sorts of stuff. And it's cold today, like really cold. Well, not really cold, but it's colder than it has been. And I was wanting to just sit on the couch. Let me put it that way. I was wanting to sit on the couch and just eat and not do anything. Anyway, I go get the boxes off the deal and my wheel spacers showed up. Not my wheel spacers, my wheel adapters showed up. So I'm like, oh shit, that's a day early. So guess where I'm at? You got that right. I'm out in this shop. Guys, these new wheels are badass. So I got to order the tires for them, but I wanted to put the wheels on before I spend money on tires to make sure that that's what I'm going to want to do. So let me flip you guys around. I've got to go get lug nuts. Keep in mind, it's like 6 o'clock, so I'm going to run into town, and hopefully O'Reilly's has 20 of them so I can because I have acorn lug nuts. I need the ones with the bolts that'll go through them on all of these. So anyway, let me show you. Guys, this looks so much better. Oh, and I painted the drum itself. What do you think about that? Holy smokes. That is so much cooler. It's going to be so much lower too. Like, holy shit. As a matter of fact, look right here in between the jack and my arm. Well, I've got it up on this jack, but if I was to set that down, that would hit. So I'm probably going to have to go ahead and pull this battery tray too, because that battery tray is nearly on the ground. Of course, I'm not going to do that until I have the wheels on and set it down. And I think I'm going to run with like 235 40s, maybe 245 30s, something right in there, something low profile, some bands, so to speak, rubber bands. You're on bands. So, guys, I like the chrome wheels. That looks good. And that one is the only one I cleaned because I didn't want to put too much time and effort into it if I didn't know. So in one of the other videos, I kind of showed them. They've been sitting back here. I bought them out of the back of an old dude's shed, and they're dirty. One of them has a bend in it. I'm going to take it. It's not bad. I think it's right. You can see it right here, how it's straight. But anyway, so I'm going to run to O'Reilly's. I'm going to swing by Tractor Supply and see about getting a taller propane tank filled and just buy a propane tank to put on my turbo salamander to just fire it up out here to get it to break the chill. And then if I'm going to be out here all day, I'll go ahead and get the stick burner going. But I don't want to light the stick burner if I'm just going to be out here for an hour or two. So, let me show you that again. Shit, that's so dope. Shoo. Shoo. Man, guys, look at that. I like that style of wheel too. And what was crazy is that the dude had 4 or 5 sets. He had some pretty cool ones. And this wasn't my first choice. But he did have these. And I was looking at them. And I noticed that one was bent. And, when I mentioned it, he was like, oh, I tell you what, man. If you're interested in any of these, shoot me an offer. And I was like, I'll do, I think on that set, no, that was the other set that I gave him 160. And they have new tires. I told him I'd do 100. And I think he is like, no, 125, whatever it was. It wasn't more. I got both sets for less than $300. And this is the other set with new tires. One of them's mismatched because I had a blowout on the road and had to get it repaired on the, it like out of town or whatever. But these are 20s. Same lug as that. But these are 20s. And not bad looking. They all need cleaned up. All of them have center caps too. I'm not going to buy wheels with no center caps. If you can't take care of your shit enough to not keep the center caps with it, well, I'm just being picky. I'm stoked about the wheels. Guys, I'm going to run into town. Guys, I've made an executive decision. and I'm yelling because I've got my propane torpedo or salamander, whichever ones you call them, whatever part you're from, going. I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on lickety split while I clean these wheels. So let's jump into it. All right, guys, are you there? You still hanging out? You still with me? So all the wheels are cleaned up and 3 of the 4 are on. I've still got to, on the rear back drum, I still have to paint it. So it's sitting over there. I've got it warm enough in here now. It's late, but I've been running that propane salamander for a couple hours, so it's warm in here. Warm enough that I'm not wearing a jacket. Excuse me. So I'm going to paint that brake drum before I go inside. So that's going to be dry tomorrow. We'll put the rear wheel on. And we're going to go ahead and start the exhaust. However, before we get to that, I have to put fluid in this rear diff. I've got to do that. I've said it 10 times. So I've got to do that. We still have to mount both rear shocks. And I still have to fab up and mount both rear shocks and put the front shock on. So that has to get done before I do the exhaust. For no other reason than I want the exhaust done so I can set this on the ground and see where everything's at. But I want to get those things done because once I get that exhaust done, I'm going to be pretty tempted to drive it. Now, with that being said, the wheels look fantastic. I'm really happy with them. With the 24s on the front fender, the front rim, the outside of the rim to the outside of the fender was 2 1/4. So with these wheels, outside of the rim to the front is 3 1/2. Guys, we've gained 1 1/4 inches just on the outer lip surface, which is phenomenal. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and run 245 30, and maybe 35s, I'm not sure. 245 30 R22s. And I may get something a little bigger in the rear, but it's not going to be much. But however, once I get those tires on here, then that's going to give us what we need. Right now, I have these wheels sitting on top of a 2x4 with some foam pad on top so that the wheels aren't on the ground, just so I can get a level idea of where the wheel is going to be sitting. Okay, and the truck is all the way up. So I'm going to flip you around. I'm going to show you this. I'm stoked about the progress. I'm real happy with the wheel choice. Excuse me, and it's going to work out even with having to use adapters. I could not find anything 5 1/2. So, or excuse me, 5 on 5. So it is what it is. I'm going to pick you guys up. I'm going to walk you around. I'm going to show you this. I'm stoked about it. And then I'm just going to go inside. It's been busy. Today's the day after Thanksgiving and I've ate and we've ran around. Those wheel adapters came in and I wanted to get this done. So let me flip you guys around. Let me pick you up and show you what we're working with. So this wheel is done. It's ready for the back. I'm going to put it on that back corner. Let me show you the front, guys. I'm so stoked about this. I love the way that it looks. I think the styling is nice, especially for what I paid for them. Consider that. Let that be. If you're in a budget or you're on a budget, guys, I got this set and another set for less than $300, and that other set has good tires on it. Newer tires. They're sitting back there. So I knew that I had to put tires on this, which was fine because one of the wheels were bent. And when I say bent, it's just, it has a little small bend in it, and I've had some pretty bad stuff that I've got fixed. So that's that side. Just walking by it, it starts catching your eye. Of course, we got the chrome here, you know, just the chrome strips on the front Phantom. You know, it looks like I wanted it to look. It's not super flashy, but it's clean and looks good. So I am stoked about that. So that's the drum we got to paint. Nothing special about it. I'm just going to lap it up with paint. So with that foam sitting under there, that's going to be about the right size for the tire height. Now the truck is all the way up. On the bags, as far as the bags go, this is as high as it gets. So the good news is I still have about 2 inches of shock left, height-wise, and I know that we're not going to be able to cruise with this thing down. We can get it really low, and I bet it's going to be too low to cruise, which is good if you think about this. So you're sitting at the very bottom, right? You would rather it be too low than too high, being your pinion angle, your drive shaft is shooting up when it's all the way down, and it's bad. Like when this thing is all the way down, it's jacked up. So if I got to raise it up, I'm going to get a better pinion angle, like drive shaft wise, which really makes me happy, because if I can lay this down halfway, which is going to bring it down like from here to here, about 4 inches, that's going to put our wheel well really good looking just for cruising. You know what I mean? So it's going to look, the stance is going to be right. It's going to be right where I wanted it. So, and then when we get somewhere, we get out and just let it all the way down, and just remember to air it up before we take off. So, I know that was long-winded. I just wanted to put it out there and show you guys. I'm pretty stoked about the wheel choice, and the fact that they're as nice as the guy said they were, this, and that. And it's all really coming together. So tomorrow, we're going to jump out here, get that front shock on. I'm not going to burn in the back shocks. I'll probably just mock them. I don't know. I have no idea. I'll make a plan and it's going to change. But I want to get that stuff done before I start on the exhaust. And I need to get that shock on first, because it's super hard to get to that back bolt if the exhaust is in the way. So that being said, deuces for the night. I'm going to see you guys bright and early. All right, guys, just a little update on the tires and wheels. We got the tires on. They're the full weight Sports Stars. Cheapest tire eBay has, but that's fine. We got them on there. The tire size was 245 30 R22. This is just a little bit under full height, just over ride height. So looks great. It's going to turn just fine. Do what it needs to do. Got a ton of clearance in there. Got the wheels on, which is such a relief. Anyway, my battery's about to die, guys. Just wanted to touch base with y'all. Man, I appreciate y'all hanging out. And thanks for joining me. If you found value in it, feel free to like it. Subscribe if you wish to do so. Hit the notifications button on the right. If you would like to catch the videos as they're released, you'll get a notification. Bam, just like that, I'm out. It's Powder County Patina, guys. Peace.